Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order the July 8th, 2025 O'Fallon Missouri Parks and Recreation Advisory Board. Can we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Elder,
Here.
Mr. Hester,
Present?
Mr. Kester,
Here.
Ms. Snyder is excused, Ms. Williams,
Here.
Ms. Wilson,
Here.
Councilmember Roth.
Here.
Awesome. Okay, we do have a quorum. All right. I'll tell you what, I'll lead us in the pledge tonight. We'll all stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Next item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Everybody should have had a copy of the agenda sent out in advance of the meeting. Are there any comments, questions, additions, or corrections? None. Can I have a motion to approve that, please?
Wilson.
Wilson, can I have a second?
Elder.
Elder, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Perfect. We have approval of tonight's agenda. Next item is approval of the meeting minutes from our meeting in June. Again, everybody should have had a copy of that sent to them in advance of the meeting. Are there any questions, comments, additions, corrections? All right, hearing none. Can I have a motion to approve?
Wilson.
Can I have a second?
Elder.
Elder again. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right. The meeting minutes for June of 2025 are officially on the record. Next item is citizen comments. Do we have any comments tonight? All right. No citizen comments. Moving on. Next item, division reports. We'll start with the Parks report.
Thank you, Scott.
Bet.
First of all, I wanted to let everybody know I put the annual report up there. That's a copy of our annual report that we do every year. So it's Parks on one side, you flip it over, Recreation is on the other. I do want to apologize. I've had those for about, say, 2 months, and I have forgotten to give them out. I actually gave them to council last week, and so I'm bringing these to you now. So next year they will be here, I'm being told, in March of every year, so you will get them early.
Okay. You promise?
I promise.
I'm going to hold you to it.
Also, I wanted to update everyone on the LED lighting project up at Ozzie. The contractor did come, they were back this week after the 4th and was able to finish the last 2 poles. So all of the poles and LED lighting at Ozzie is complete now. The contractor was able to get that done before the big rain came in today. The contractor will be back tomorrow, so the last step what they have to do now is make all the connections into the box and connect it with our control link. That would allow Recreation to actually start controlling all of those lights electronically by an app. So, currently the way our light system is now, if a light gets left on or if some kids accidentally turn it on or breaks the key off, we physically get a phone call from PD or a resident and we have to come in and physically turn those lights off. Now when we get that call, we can just pull up our phone, push a button, and it kills them, and it's done. So we're just extremely, extremely excited about that, and I know the residents are very appreciative to it because the light spillage is like 0. So,
Wow, that's great.
Also, I wanted to update everybody on the summer field maintenance closures that we have going on. Out at Sports Park, we actually closed fields 1, 2, and 3, 6 through 12 on June 16 for summer maintenance. We still have fields 4 and 5 that will remain open. We're anticipating all of those fields to be back up and going by August 29th. So that's our annual maintenance that we do to all the soccer fields. Out at Dames Park, beginning Monday, July 7th, Field 2 will be closed for the remainder of the summer. So we have some real in-depth field renovations that we're going to be doing to that. Fields 1 and 3 will be open but closed periodically just for some coring and top dressing. At Brendan's playground, staff installed some new shade structure over the playground. We replaced the saucer swing and replaced the some splash pad heads that were bad. And then, John, I know last Parks Board meeting, Jeremy had informed me that you were looking to possibly have all of the plantings that we have throughout or Jim, I'm sorry, the plantings that you wanted on the landscaping on the website that could be identified by people. So we are working towards that. Landscaping and I will discuss those plants and how we're going to do it. One of the ways that we are looking at is each park will have a location, will have a picture. So maybe if you look at Alligators Creek and you see the flowers, you can click on the flowers, it will take you and tell you what type of flowers. And we'll try to do that in all of the areas. Bob is, as you well know, he's extremely, extremely proud of his flowers, and they do look amazing. So he has pictures of all of these. So it's doing that and working with our communications department to try to put that on the web. So we are working towards that.
Great. That's good to know. I think he should be proud of it, because I think a lot of those parks is beautiful, what he does.
It'd be nice if you had a QR code even that someone could scan. I don't know if that's asking too much, but like if there was a sign posted somewhere that said scan here and it takes you right to that.
We actually have something similar to that. Teresa actually brought it to us. I'm not sure how that's going, but we have an herb garden out at Fort Zumwalt at the fort, a garden with a QR code on the sign. And Teresa actually gives us the plantings in there, and then you can scan it, and it should pop up what's in there. So
That's great.
Actually, that QR code has disappeared. It just wore off
Oh, really?
from that wooden sign, yeah.
I will make sure we get another one printed and get it on there.
Thanks.
But yes, we have something similar to that. So.
great.
I love that idea, yeah.
And then lastly, I just wanted to thank everyone for their hard work and at the Heritage and Freedom Fest this year. It was a huge success. I know it was extremely, extremely hot, but I think everybody teamed up together, and then it was an outstanding event. So with that, I will be happy to answer any questions.
Go ahead, Teresa.
Jennifer's not here. Is she going to give us an update on HFF? Okay.
I don't have full numbers for you guys yet. She was in the office a little bit yesterday, and she said she could get me what she could get me. I do have a couple of numbers, so I'll update you on that for the festival report. But then hopefully next month, they're still kind of coming down off of the high of that event. So
Thank you.
Looking forward to that. Any other comments or questions? Okay. Well, as I said before the meeting, I'm glad everybody survived. So it was busy and hot. So great. Moving on to the recreation report. Bill, you going to do that? Or?
I'm going to take care of that for
Right.
you guys
Yeah, thank
today. So camp has completed 5 weeks and has been going great. We've got 6 more weeks to go. Staff are definitely feeling that midweek or that midsummer burn right now. So campers had fun last week, but I think with the holiday that kind of had them all crazy. So all 3 camps combined so far have had 1,493 registrations, which is awesome. And we brought in a little bit over $177,000 in revenue. Our intro to preschool and kindergarten prep classes that are at Renaud Center, those have been running really well. So we're excited that those kind of have launched because that's a newer program. Swim team is also doing really good. We actually over-enrolled. We typically take, I think it's like 185 spots, and we took more spots because we had people interested, and our coaches were willing to take on some people, so we were really excited about that. June was the biggest month we've had in many years for private swim lessons, with 366 lessons, bringing in almost $10,500. We're excited to kind of see that continue to grow. We saw a little bit of a decline, especially after COVID, but we're hoping to kind of pick up all of our lessons back up. Mermaids and Mates and boat races both have people enrolled already, and those the cardboard boat races will be at Alligators Creek on July 20th from 4:30 to 6, and then Mermaids and Mates is on July 19th from 9:30 to 11:30. We are on track to match or exceed the amount of birthday parties we had last year. We've had 172 so far, compared to a total of 342 in 2024. Those birthday parties are extremely popular at Renaud Center. We also do them at Alligators Creek. I think it's a pretty awesome one-stop shop for parents because we do the birthday cake, the goodie bags. There's a party host. So the room's already decorated. They just come in. It's beautiful for parents. As a parent myself, that's the dream, to not have to worry about anything. So we're excited those have been continuing to do well. Really exciting news because we've been really pushing on our adult programs, but we have 17 people registered for our Muni trip to see Jersey Boys, so we do get to run that one. Super excited about that. Our specialist in charge of adult activities is also really pumped because she's been working hard. Speaking of that specialist, Darcy Skillington was our adult programs and front desk, and she has made a transition with us. She took on a new role as the athletic specialist in our department. She has kind of seen the operations side, and adult programs gets a little bit of experience, but she wanted to dive a little bit more into that programming, so she's taking on that athletics role. We're really excited to see her in that role, and we'll be hiring for her old role. Check out our social media. We've had gym attendants create and share videos demonstrating exercises tailored to support popular summer activities such as hiking and spending a day at the beach. Our staff have really gotten into that this summer, helping us with videos, so we're really proud of them for helping out. And then just two more things. In response to member requests, Zumba Tone has been added to a Thursday evening aerobics schedule at the Renaud Center, so we're excited to offer that. And then the last update is if you go over to Alligators Creek over the next couple of days, you will see them working on taking the big canopy overhead structures down. That was part of hail damage that we had, so we're finally getting those replaced. So they're taking our maintenance team is taking those down tomorrow, and then Thursday or Friday, the new vendor will be coming in to put the new canopies up. So if you see those down, that's kind of what's going on in that area. And that's all I have for the recreation report.
Thank you. Any comments or questions? A quick, the hail damage, was that from earlier this year?
That's from 2024. Yeah, Bill? Yeah, 2024, that April storm that we had. Is it March or April? Yeah. Yeah, that's from that.
Okay. All of them had to get replaced, probably?
Yeah, all, there's a whole list of things that had to be replaced, but this is specifically related to the wave canopies that are out there, which they kind of look like big triangles that are up. So it's all of those that are being replaced. The funbrellas that were out there, those held up really well, and we had no issues with those. But the wave canopies, lots of dings and holes in the top of them.
Yeah. Okay. Any other comments or questions? All right, I appreciate it. Thank you, Danielle. Moving on to the tourism and festivals report.
I'm going to do that for you as well.
All right.
So staff did an amazing job. Kudos to Jennifer, Jenna, and Mariah. It was phenomenal. Every year I'm always ultra impressed with just the sheer amount of movement and them kind of just working together and getting things done, and they did great. So really happy and proud of them, and I know that they're appreciative of everybody who helped. There's a lot of people that have to help with that event in order to make it successful, and they're super appreciative of every single person that dove in and helped. So just on behalf of them, thank you. So as far as numbers, the only revenue number I have right now is our parking revenue, just because I live in parking land typically during Heritage and Freedom Festival. That's kind of my area. So I was able to get that number. It's a little bit lower than last year. We took in about 1,220 cars this year. As per last year, we took in about 1,804 cars. So our revenue this year was about 17,000, as compared to last year it was 25,000. And overall, I think the common theme people were saying is it just seems like it was smaller, whether that was because it was hot or we also, last year, St. Charles closed down their fair. So I think we also kind of got some of those tricklers, people coming over. So all in all, though, still really awesome event. It was still really crowded, and they did a really good job. So numbers for Carnival and just overall, hopefully we'll get you guys those numbers next month when Jennifer and her team have had a chance to breathe and recuperate and come back. So. And then I just wanted to remind everybody that we've got 4 Jammin' concerts left, which seems crazy that we only have 4 left. But we have Super Jam on July 15th, The Bright Side on July 22nd, Silver Bullet on July 29th, and then Trixie Delight on August 5th. And I've worked 2 of them. They've been a blast. So come pop by and see us. It's pretty awesome.
Fantastic. A quick question on the parking. You probably don't offhand, but do you know what the numbers for this year were compared to then in 2023? Knowing that 2024, you gave a pretty valid reason why you thought maybe there was a increase.
Yeah, I don't. I know that last year was a bigger year for us. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's really easy now to go back and see those numbers because we do everything through credit card sales. There's no cash transactions, and we use a vendor called Ticket Spice, so we can I can pull it up immediately on my phone. I do know that last year was one of the highest years that we've ever had. So I'm equating it to a lot to do with that St. Charles Fair, and then it was really hot, so I'm sure that kind of deterred people from coming.
So I have a question about music. I just remember, I don't remember the names of many bands, but last year I worked the night that you had a band where people were coming in from Illinois, they were coming from everywhere. It was so crowded. I don't remember the name of the band. Did you have just as big a name this year for bands? I worked the 5th, and there weren't all that many people there on the 5th.
Well, that would not have been headline.
I'm trying to remember.
Last year was
I think I worked
Poison. What
the
was
4th last year.
guy's name?
And you had a big name band there, and it was
on the 4th?
on the 4th.
Yeah, it was
so bad.
the guy with Poison. What's his name?
I don't know.
I was wondering if that had anything to do
I'll blurt it out here in a second. Brett Michaels, yeah, Brett Michael.
Yeah.
So a lot, probably I can see that
Yeah.
he had a good crowd.
Oh, my goodness, that was huge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's probably maybe part of the reason. Yeah.
Yeah. They, I think Neon Trees, there was a lot of people that were really interested in that one. And then Gabby Barrett was the other headliner, and she had been, we had her, I know in 2019 for sure, as an opener. So maybe that was just not as much of a draw because people had seen her before. That definitely could be the case on that.
Any other comments or questions?
Do you have crowd estimates? Is that something you'll get? I'm new. This is my first year.
Jennifer is the mastermind for crowd estimates, so she definitely will probably have a pretty good idea off of what that looked like. I unfortunately do not have that number for you, but she's good about getting all those numbers, so we'll get some information to you guys.
I even wonder, now we're just hypothesizing here, but even the day, it was on the 4th, the Friday was, and so I kind of often wonder, is that increase the crowds or maybe even deter it because it's a weekend and people leave for the weekend?
Yeah.
And during the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, people aren't leaving necessarily, but when you have it on a weekend like this, people are like, I'm out for the weekend, I'm traveling.
That was another comment that just team members were kind of bouncing off,
Yeah.
just because we had noticed the crowd. But with the 4th being on a Friday, you would imagine that a lot of people had the Friday off, so
Right.
that's a long extended weekend. And I don't know about you guys, but on my social media, it seems like everybody was at the lake.
Right.
So maybe people took that opportunity to
Yeah.
go to the lake.
Yeah.
So it definitely was a smaller crowd. I think we still did really good. It seems like a lot of people were really interested in having fun. So definitely a success, but you could tell that it was a little bit less than last year.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, it was a good crowd last year. I was there and worked on the 4th, and it was nuts. So
Yes, yes.
sometimes less is maybe more.
Yeah, we could all breathe a little bit easier
Yeah.
this year. So it was nice, though.
Yep. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. We look forward to getting the more details.
Yeah,
Next month.
sorry I don't have those
That's all right.
numbers for
Listen,
you.
well, it's been a couple days, right? So
Yeah, they were still, I talked to them on Monday, and they were still trying to pack up things, so I didn't want to bother them too much. So we'll get the information to you, though.
Very good. Okay. All right. If we're good with the reports on the divisions, then we'll move on. The next item is old business, and it does not look like we have anything on the agenda for old business. So move on to the next item, which is new business. So we got 2 items. First one is a staffing update. Looks like Danielle's going to give us an update on that.
Danielle wants to talk.
You own this meeting tonight.
You know, you only get to see me so often, so I have to make sure my presence is known in a big way. So we have had a lot of staff changes, and I just thought it would be pretty nice for us to go over our team members so you can see them. I provided you guys with some great information in a packet that I gave you. So that first page is just a structure of how our recreation department organization looks. And then the next pages is just a staff directory. That way you can put faces to names a little bit better. And then it also has job descriptions under there too, so you can kind of understand what each of us does. So for those of you guys who do not know, the Recreation Department does have 2 divisions. We have the Recreation Division and then Tourism and Festivals. We do, as a team, like to meet all together once a month. We have little staff bonding. It's an opportunity for our 2 teams to get together and just communicate and learn about what everybody does. Because as you can tell, we go in a lot of different directions. So sometimes it's kind of nice. You guys like that picture of Craig?
Love it. It's awesome.
Okay,
I couldn't tell what Craig was holding there. It looked like a guitar for a second.
I know.
I was like, no, wait a minute. Those are scissors.
So that was at our last year at our ribbon cutting. Yeah. So he got to hold the big scissors. So first we're going to talk about Team Craig, as I like to call it. So obviously I'm up there. I report directly to Craig, and obviously I kind of hop in anytime he needs me to with anything when he's out in Disney World having a blast, which is currently where he is this week. And then we've got John over on the other side. We love John. We know John. And then Craig supervises Kristen and Jennifer, and I'll talk a little bit more about their teams too, but that's kind of his branch. So we've got Club TNF. We all have names. So Club TNF is our tourism and festivals team. So that's what the Club TNF. Anyways, anytime we come over to their offices over here, we call it Club TNF, and that's just kind of stuck. So that's their name. So that is comprised of Jennifer Hoisington, our festival manager, which you guys all know, and then Jenna Washinsky, who's our festival coordinator, and then she supervises Mariah Davis. She's one of our festival specialists, and then we have a current opening on that team, our recreation specialist for cultural arts. They do our theater, all of our arts, shape a community, those types of things. So if you know anybody, we're hiring. So that's kind of their team, and just in general, I think you guys probably already know, but they do our big events: Heritage and Freedom Festival, Celebration of Lights, Food Truck Frenzy, my favorite, which is Whiskers and Wags. They're getting ready to do Summer Send-Off at the end of the year. So that's that team. And then we have Team K Fun, which she's now Kristen Chestnut, but she hasn't really changed her name yet. So we still call her Kristen Funderburg. She's our recreation manager, and she's responsible for community engagement. So a lot of our marketing and sponsorships. And you guys, I think, met her. Can't remember if it was last or the one before you guys met her. And she kind of went over a lot of the things she does. So we would not survive without her. She does a lot of amazing things and helps bring some awesome opportunities our way. And she has 2 team members on her team. Katie, who's a little bit newer. She's in charge of our concessions and parties. She's really doing a great job diving into that role. And then we have Allie McCullough, and she's in charge of all of our rentals. So O'Day rentals, Krekel rentals, any of our sports field rentals. She kind of does it all. She helps with the Renault as well. So it's Team K Fun because her last name's Funderburg. So, and she always, if you've met her, she always says she's bringing the fun. So nice play off of that. And then there's John. We love our John. He is our recreation specialist for office and memberships. And John reports directly to Craig and handles a lot of the administrative side of things. I get to work with him a lot on reconciliation and the back end of things. So we do lots of numbers and spreadsheets together, which I thoroughly enjoy. Hopefully John enjoys too. Yeah. And then obviously he's your recording secretary for Parks and Rec Board. And then we have Team Rex. My name is Danielle Rex, and it doesn't look like that, but it is pronounced like T-Rex. So we call my team Team Rex, and I've got 2 managers on my team, Dalton Patton and Ann Radford, and I'm going to talk a little bit about their teams. So we've got Team Dad, and Dalton, if you've ever met him, he is your classic dad, but Dad is also their initials currently, so Dalton, Amy, and Darcy that are on their team. So Dalton is our recreation manager, and he oversees Amy Jordan, our recreation specialist for youth programs. So when you think about youth programs, it's civic dance, our day camp program, tumbling, taekwondo, all those sorts of programs. And she's the one in the black shirt with the green lanyard. And then next to her, what? She was just in here. Yep, that's right. She was. She did a good presentation. And then next to her in that picture on top is Darcy Skillington. She's in charge of our front desk and adult activities, but now she's our athletic specialist. So she's getting a whole new world the past couple of weeks. And then we have her position open, recreation specialist for front desk and adult activities. And then that position supervises 3 full-time recreation assistants. So right now that's Wyatt Miller, Chelsea Davis, and Jake Munsterman. And this is by far the area we see the most turnover in. This position's meant to be kind of a stepping stone. So those faces change pretty frequently. But if you're at the Renaud, those are the 3 faces you'll see right now. And then we have Team Jacked, which they like to say jacked because they're all, like, they got the energy and they're buff, but it also is their initials, which is how they came up with their name. But Ann Radford, she's a new face you probably haven't seen before. She joined our team a couple of months ago. She came to us from St. Louis County, and she oversees Jenny Davidson, who is our fitness and wellness specialist, also a new face. She's been here since February, has brought a lot of good stuff our way, so we're really excited to have her on board. And also supervises Carolyn. Carolyn is in charge of all of our aquatic programming, so swim lessons, our private swim lessons, and swim team. And then she also does our smaller special events, so daddy-daughter dances and those Santa events. That's all run by her. And then we have Tyler, which I don't think you guys have met Tyler, but Tyler's been around for a couple of years. We're getting him to come here to talk to you guys and introduce himself hopefully soon. But Tyler is in charge of our operations and maintenance. So he's the one that really we owe the credit to for Alligators Creek opening and operating and running smoothly. He does a really good job of that. He also handles all of our lifeguards and all of the operations at Renaud Center for the pool as well. And then he oversees our full-time pool supervisor, Ren. And Ren has been here for a couple months. She was with us as a part-timer for a couple years and recently got promoted into full-time position as pool supervisor. So we're very excited to have her on board. And that's kind of all I have. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. We're really excited about our team. If you see us, come say hi to us. We'd love to chat with you about what we do. We're all very passionate and crazy. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to take them.
Comments or questions?
I just have a question about staffing.
Mhm.
Is it better, easier to recruit people this year? Has that changed at all in last year, or is it, last year was difficult? You were having
It's still difficult right now. Recreation's a hard position. We work nights, we work weekends. Our hours can be all over the place, so that can be kind of difficult. And then we're competing with area recreations around us, and so constantly, like, who is offering the better position for better pay? So we're having to kind of deal with that right now. So it's kind of been about the same. I'm hopeful that will change. We're getting ready to do a new pay study, so hopefully that'll change.
Do you need just high school graduates, or do you need college graduates for many of these positions?
So for our specialist and up, we prefer for it to be somebody that has a degree, so a bachelor's or an associate's is our preference.
Okay.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that we won't hire them, but that is a preference for us.
Do career fairs help at all, or do they not produce much for you?
Yeah, right now career fairs aren't the biggest thing that we have found that's helpful is really just networking when we go to conferences. So we go to MPRA every year. Scott's shaking his head because he knows there's a lot of networking that occurs down there. But we usually will meet a lot of good faces, and it's our way to put faces to names. Actually, Anne, that we hired as a recreation manager, I met her 2 years previous to hiring her at a conference, and so that helps to kind of put the face to name. She knows me, I know her. So when she applied, she already knows, hey, that's a good group of people to work with. And we're also able to say, oh, we met her and she seems like a great person. So that's been really beneficial for us, as well as job postings that goes specifically on the MPRA website. So I think we get more draw from that.
Okay. When I said career fairs, I guess I wasn't clear. What I was thinking about were more of the colleges and universities in the area. If you generally have career days, do you do anything? Do you have an appearance at those? Or?
We have in the past for both part-time and full-time, and we just haven't gotten a draw from that. A lot of kids, when they come out of recreation, want to do sport management. And that side is more of like your Blues and your Cardinals, and that seems a little bit more flashier than working in the recreation department. So I think they're kind of geared towards that initially. But that's not to say that we don't get some of those people. The athletics position that we just posted for, we had a lot of interest in that one specifically. Athletics is a big one we get interest in. So, yeah.
I've been spending a lot of time at the Renard lately, and the people have been so nice.
Yay.
Everybody, even the people that work you really hard in the classes, they're really nice. And I want to shout out for Jenna, too, for Jammin', because I think she's doing a really good job on Jammin', and she's
Yes.
working hard. And I've worked with a few people from the Renard at Jammin', gotten to know some, and they've been very nice. Ann worked with me last week, and John was there couple of times, you
Oh,
know.
John.
So it's really nice to get to know everybody, and I've so far been really impressed with the people. But going into the Renard as just a customer and seeing a lot of the people that are there interacting with staff, they've always been really, really good and helpful and very nice. So.
Good. That I love hearing that feedback. Thank you so much. We definitely take pride, and we want to provide great customer service. So I love hearing that. Thank you for sharing that. And you mentioned Jenna, and I forgot I was going to tell you guys. I don't know in that picture. I want to show you guys real quick. Mariah worked with a vendor. She got this as an in-kind donation, but in this picture here, she was in charge of VIP, and I was blown away by the work Mariah put specifically into our VIP this year. But this was one of the coolest backdrops I've ever seen. So if you see Mariah, it was her first year in VIP, and I think she did a great job as well. She had Jenna and Jennifer to support her, and we know those are powerhouses right there, and they will get the job done. But kudos to Mariah on that. And I do agree with you. Jenna's phenomenal. She does a great job with our GM and concerts. I have to call her frequently during HFF, and she always answers her phone and says, "Yes, ma'am," and is happy to help me. So I'm appreciative of that team.
Well, and I'd forgotten about Mariah, but I've been working with Mariah over the summer too with the docent program, and she is just full of ideas and energy. So she's also a real pleasure to work with as well.
She came in and said, "I've got ideas," and really put those out there, and we're pretty proud of her for that. She did awesome. So, yeah, thank you. I appreciate the kind words and the great feedback. We work really hard as a team, and it's great to go back and tell them, look, people are noticing the hard work that you're doing. So that's really important to us. So thank you.
Daniel, I appreciate the report and the update. It's good to get faces to names,
Yeah.
and we hear names, and of course we see some folks here and there, but it's good to get a
Yeah.
summary like this ever so often. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, happy to help. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Danielle.
Okay, second item of new business is we do have two positions that are up for re-election on the organizational structure here on the Parks and Recreation Advisory Board. Those two positions are president and secretary. And are those a 2-year, 1-year? Those are
So all three leadership positions on the board are one-year terms.
1 year.
And according to the bylaws, they're supposed to be in June.
Yeah.
So we elected Teresa last month as VP, and we'll let that, that'll stand, obviously. And then the two selected tonight will serve one-year terms retroactive to June, just to get us back in line with
Yep.
kind of where we need to be.
Okay, thanks, John. All right. Well, with that being said, do we have any nominations for president?
I recommend Scott.
All right. Happy to accept that nomination. Do we have any other nominations? No other nominations? Okay. We need to do official vote, right? Of course. So all those in favor of myself, Scott Hester, serving another year as president, please say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Okay. Was that fine? We did it that way, or did we need to do it individually? Okay, perfect. Thank you. I appreciate it. And like I said, this is not a forever position, so everybody you got 11 months to figure it out for next year. You're on the clock. But thank you. Appreciate it. The other position is secretary. And with that being said, I do have a nomination. I would like to nominate Kathy here, Kathy Wilson, as a position of secretary. Is there any other nominations for the position of secretary? All right, hearing that, then let's take a vote on Miss Kathy here. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
We have our position of secretary filled. So with that said, we now have all three officer positions or leadership positions, whichever we want to call it, elected for the next year, 11 months, I guess. All right, super, thank you. Almost at the end here, so for the good of the order, would anybody like to share anything tonight? Yeah, go ahead. We'll start down left to right.
I want to congratulate O'Fallon Theater Works, everybody involved in the production of Six. It was an amazing show. That was one of the best community theater events or shows I've seen. And also the Heritage and Freedom Fest, all the staff and volunteers involved in that. It was an amazing experience to be there, and I really appreciate all the hard work staff and everybody put in.
Yep. Thanks, Kate. Anything, Tristan? I don't have much to add. That's where my thoughts was the Heritage Freedom Fest. I will say that I spent a little bit of time up at Ozzy's, or actually at the ball field, Car Shield, over either with baseball tournament with my son. I did attend the Hoots game that we had the opportunity to attend, so I appreciate that, the opportunity to attend that. It was fun. It was a doubleheader night. I think my wife and I went to the second game. So that was enjoyable, and everything up there looks great. Well ran. It was pretty busy that night too. So it was good to see a good crowd up there. So, Kathy, anything to add?
Yeah, Ozzy's has been packed up there. You guys have more ball games up there than anything. But the fields look good and everything. Westoff looks good. I've been through there. So, but all the parks really look good, Bill. And of course, Bob, your hanging baskets look beautiful.
Thank you.
Wait till next year with the fields up there. We should have minimal rainouts, right? With the turf. Yeah, right. Yeah, well, that's expectation, right?
I went by Brennan's playground, and I think some of the updates looked really nice. It looked very good. And I second about the Heritage and Freedom Fest. Everybody works so hard, but the thing with the way things are these days with public events, I love it that it's a very safe place to go. There's a very heavy police presence.
Yeah.
They're very visible, and I don't see any trouble at all. And I think that's part of it. It's not just that it's well organized, that it's very well policed too, and they do a terrific job. So.
Yeah, I'll second that. It does feel safe when you're up there, and you really don't see a lot of
In all the years that
fisticuffs or problems. I'm
all
sure
the
it
years that I
happens, but-
worked up there, I never seen really anything.
Only one time I've seen an issue, yeah.
Maybe
Take
one.
care of it immediately.
Yeah, but they take care of it
Yeah.
immediately, and you don't know, nobody knows what's going on.
I just wanted to piggyback on something that Kathy said. I don't know if anybody's noticed at the fort, the new plantings that Bob put out. He put out some plantings that were common in those days back in the 1800s, and it is very impressive. He's got some tobacco plants out there that are like the star of the show. It looks really good, and it's very impressive. So check it out when you guys go around there and to the park.
That's interesting. Appreciate you sharing that. Thank you. Okay. With that being said, we are at the end of our agenda here, unless somebody has anything else they'd like to add here before we... Okay. I have a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
I second.
Who made the original motion?
Williams?
Okay.
Second.
Kathy's going to second. All right.
We'll go backwards.
Everyone in favor to adjourn tonight's meeting, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right. Meeting adjourned.